Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day-to-day to join us for today's fundraising breakout, using social media savvy to fundraise. My name is Natalie Adams, and I am a Senior Development Manager here at the Georgia chapter. I am also a CF spouse to my very sweet husband, Tom, who you will actually hear from later this evening. We have some incredible volunteer speakers lined up, and at the end of today, we would love to have you share any additional ideas you may have on this topic. And we're also going to open it up to a Q&A. So feel free to type in the chat as we go along, but we will also have a time for a Q&A at the end. And without further ado, I am so excited to pass it along to our first speaker of the evening, Crystal Day.
Good evening, I'm Crystal Day, a CF mom to Maddox and team leader of Moving Mountains for Maddox. Tonight, I would love to talk about the power of the new dashboard tool, which allows you to connect your Great Strides page with a Facebook fundraiser. This tool was introduced this year and has been an incredible opportunity to leverage the power of our social media network and tie it back directly to our fundraiser. With just a few clicks, you can customize your fundraiser and send it out to the world. And I think the results may surprise you. Early in the year, our team launched a Facebook fundraiser, and within just a few days, we reached a few $100s. And we were able to update the fundraiser throughout the year for my son's birthday and for my daughter's birthday as like a happy birthday fundraising event. And the other great thing about Facebook fundraisers is it can reach an audience you may not be comfortable making a direct ask to, and you never know who may have a tie to the mission and want to support you through your fundraiser. When you launch your fundraiser, in addition to sharing it to your feed, you'll be able to invite people to donate, and I suggest inviting around 100 people. Are you ready to launch your Facebook fundraiser today? Stay tuned. In just a moment, a live demonstration on how to start yours with just a few clicks is coming. This is a great option to encourage everyone on your team. If each person on your team launches a Facebook fundraiser and gets even a couple donations, the impact can really add up. I challenge you to join me in taking your team social. Thanks, everyone. I'm now going to pass it over to our live demo.
Welcome to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation's peer-to-peer mobile app training video. During this video, you will learn how to launch Facebook fundraising through your mobile app. When you're logged into the app and you're brought to the home page, there is a Create Facebook Fundraiser banner that is located at the bottom of the home screen. It'll state Create a Facebook Fundraiser, and we'll have a button that you can select that says Connect Fundraiser to Facebook. Simply click on that button, and it'll state that it is creating your Facebook fundraiser. You'll then get the success message that states Facebook fundraiser was successfully created. You can simply click Close. In order to go to your Facebook fundraiser to view it, simply click Go to Facebook Fundraiser. You will then be brought into your Facebook page where your fundraiser will be displayed. This concludes the mobile app training video on how to launch Facebook fundraising through your mobile app.
Hey friends, I am Jamie Roney. I am a mother and I also lead the team driving Miss Desi. So I do a decent amount on social media as far as educating and spreading awareness, and I've found a few things that I thought would be helpful to share that I have learned over the couple of years that I've really been trying to hit hard on fundraising. So 3 things that I think you kind of need to be prepared for before executing your fundraising event. I'm going to use like your fundraising time as an event. You need to have a plan, you need a schedule, and you need a strategy. So we're going to talk about a broad spectrum of items, and then we'll pare down into detail for each post, how that needs to look for it to be well received. So my background is in education, specifically Montessori education. So in working with young children, we use the term when, then. When you do this, then this is the consequence. Or when you do this, then this is the great thing that happens. So for my last fundraising event, it was titled, Donate $5 to give Desi more birthdays. When, then. When you give $5, then she gets more birthdays. Straightforward, not a lot of thinking. You don't want your audience to be having to think about a total or guessing how much they have in their budget or what could I give. Tell them what it is you need, $5. So I think that just also opens you up to a broader range of people that can participate. For me, I'd say the majority of people gave more than $5. It might have been $10, it might have been $50. But that simple ask is what hooks people in from the get-go. So my event ran for 1 week. So for your schedule, how long do you want this to be? For me, I told my husband that I was kind of running it like Shark Week. 1 week, a lot of education, a lot of awareness, and a lot of asking. So everything was planned in advance. Photos, content, everything was planned. And so these are some things that I think are helpful for you to have inside of your post when you're planning ahead. So you need captivating content, you need a strong appearance, and you need consistent captions. So for your content, I think it's really, I think it's pretty obvious. You need to be very forthcoming. This is a time to pull back the curtain. This is when you're honest about what is happening and what you are wanting or how that makes you feel. So it's hard to kind of dig back in the cobwebs and really what the reality of cystic fibrosis is, but this is when you pull that out and you're very forthcoming about it. So some things to think about posting if you're not sure. If you're needing like a filler item, like I just don't know what to do for Thursday, then it's going to be make a plan for. I have 20 if 20 Facebook friends donate $5, then that will get us to our goal of $100, or however you want it to be. Some sort of little simple math equation. Numbers bring people in. Another thought, I did a post of what Desi had to do before she could leave the house for the day. So it was like 22 steps of everything that had to be done. How much treatment time, how many medications, how many pills. She needs a high calorie diet. Oh yeah, she's a toddler, that's hard to do. All very factual items that I think others can understand and can also see just the gravity of the situation. So that little bit of honesty went a long way. Then, let's see, I've got some notes here to make sure I don't miss. Anything that you're thinking about posting does not have to be like what's happening that week. It could be, has your fighter started a drug modulator, or is there not one available to them? Then talk about what life was like before that drug was an option and after, or what brought that on. A little bit more storytelling. That's what brings the money, our stories. All right, so then you've also got to look about your appearance. What's important? Canva is going to be your best friend. Canva, Canva. It's free, anybody can use it. This is where you want to go to get photos, because photos are so important. You have to have photos. Photos, and you can overlay your words on it. You can also size it for an Instagram post, a Facebook post, an Instagram story, and make everything look a little bit more kind of just tied up, a little more fine-tuned. This is really where you're going to want to go if the only reason you go to Canva is to build a Facebook fundraiser header. So you know how like when you can upload or connect your Facebook or like a Great Strides or your Cycle for Life to a Facebook fundraiser, there's some stock images that you can choose from. While those are good, make it more personal. Get a photo, put it on that Canva image, and then whatever your title is for your fundraising event, and put that on there and upload that. That's going to be the most seen item. So if you can't do anything else, personalize a Facebook header. When people donate, this is the image that their friends are going to see. Layla donated to driving Miss Desi, this is the photo. And it kind of prompts some curiosity from people. That's big, 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 very important. So think about the photos that you're also going to be sharing throughout your event. Photos, again, so important. But if you don't want to use a face, that's okay. Another thought is like maybe a shooting down at a table and there's the amount of pills that are taken in a day. Or if it's a young child, like their hand going to pick up a pill and you're seeing a large pile of pills in like a small little hand. I mean, that just kind of tell more of a story. It's like the theme of this thing, tell a story. So just an idea. Now your consistent captions. So this is how I want things to kind of be broken down. Think about that you are speaking to a friend. You are basically like in an auditorium speaking to the masses whenever you're on Facebook or Instagram with this post, but write as if you are speaking with a friend. You need to have some kind of hook line at the beginning that makes people want to click more. So maybe that's like one that I did was a milestone that Desi had achieved on her own. So I put milestone and I had like the little star emoji on either side. So it kind of highlighted milestone and it made people want to click more to see what that was about. You can, if there's another word that maybe resonates in this photo, do the word but put a space between each letter. So it kind of lengthens it out a little bit. That will give more attention to the photo. People will want to click more. All right, you need a hook. Then you're going to space down. Then you're going to have the meat of your material of what it is you're wanting to say. Space down again. And then you have your ask. Make sure you ask. And then if there's a relevant hashtag, use that in there as well. That's going to be the easiest to read and also give a lot of attention to your post. All right. So then the last two things that I want to hit on are Instagram specific items and then also Facebook specific items. For Instagram, in your stories, if you click on that top button where you can get to the gifts and the little images or the time clock, something like that, there is a donation button. You click on that and you can put it in your stories. The money goes directly to the foundation. There's not any fee taken out of that. This is a good thing to consider for a straight donation to the foundation. If you're wanting to use more of like a link in bio idea, then consider Linktree, Linkree. This is also free. You're only allowed one link in your bio for Instagram. So if they click on that, it takes them then to another page that has like 4 different links that they could click on. So that way there's more items or more material for them to see. And so you could always have your link for your fundraiser there. If you are doing really heavy Instagram for donations, then consider hashtag. Mine, when we did another event, was more birthdays for Desi. And I said, if you had more birthdays, what would you want to spend it doing? Post a photo of that. Use the hashtag more birthdays for Desi, tag driving Miss Desi in it so that I can see it. And then it would also prompt their followers to click on that hashtag to see more. So it just kind of extends those roots out a little bit further. All right, last thing with Instagram is going to be face on stories. And I guess this can really go with Facebook as well, but turning the camera, talking to the camera, talking to a friend. Those are very hard to do, but I think it's basically like somebody getting to have another behind the scenes look into your life. And I think you can get more emotion that way with a face. So consider trying that, at least 1 or 2 slides to give more emphasis to what it is that you need or what you're asking. All right, now Facebook specifically. If you build a Facebook fundraising event, post inside this event. Don't post like on your regular page. Post inside this event. Make plans to post twice a day. You need to post in the morning and you need to post in the evening. This is where you have a photo and a little bit more of a storytelling item along with your ask. Then after you have posted that item, where you can see that anybody's donated since you logged on last, is when you go in and you thank them. That's part of your scheduling. So make sure you thank them underneath each donation name, morning and night. See if there's anything else. Okay, for both platforms, bonus points if you do a live. Those are so hard, but if you're on Instagram, it immediately alerts your followers. Sheila's doing a live. Do you want to watch? Click here to watch. And it's so easy. Again, they can see your emotion. They can hear the voice intonation in your words on what it is you're wanting. And hopefully they will respond even more, or at least walk away with a little bit of knowledge. And the next post that you do, then they'll participate. Lives are hard, but they are so worth it. I really, really encourage you to try. So those are just some points that I have found to be helpful. Hopefully the rest of this kind of time together will be enlightening, and I will just send it along for a little bit more information to be shared. Bye guys.
Hi, my name is Tom Karakis and I'm an adult with CF, and I'm the team leader for Team Tom here in Atlanta. This year we wanted to get creative with our fundraising, and quarantine provided the perfect opportunity to put something big on the line. My hairline, that is. Since I am working remotely and people seldom see me, we decided to offer up my next haircut or color as a passion fundraiser for our team. The fundraiser was simple. Each person who donated essentially paid for idea entries to be selected at random for the event finale. And let's just say things got a little crazy. But as we promoted the event, more and more donations poured in, as well as the crazy hair suggestions. The fundraiser took off in a much bigger way than I ever imagined. By the evening of the selection, we had received over 120 donations, totaling over $5,000. The only cost was my hair ended up coming to a pink friar's cut. And if you're not familiar with it, it looks something similar to this. While I'm sure my wife Natalie was not thrilled to look at it for the weeks to come, we were both thrilled for the love and support and the results, which all went to an incredible cause. This time at home is a great time to get creative with your passion fundraisers and to think outside the box.
Hello again, everybody. I wanted to pop in here for just a second to elaborate on an idea that Jamie actually referenced in her presentation earlier, which is putting a number to your social media posts. Personally, I find that adding a specific number or making the ask more specific almost always improves the outcome of my social media fundraisers. There are so many ways to implement this, but here are a few examples that I have found work well for me. Pick a number of significance. That can be the classic 65 that we know here in the CF community, the number of pills your fighter takes in a day, or even something like skipping your daily coffee. For example, today on National Coffee Day, I'm challenging you to celebrate with a cup of joe at home and put the $5 you would have spent on a latte hard at work by donating to the CFF. Giving people that in and that entry level makes it seem more approachable. A lot of folks, when they see fundraising on social media, will think, well, something that I have to offer might not be what they're looking for, but it definitely can be. And so giving people that specific ask kind of breaks down that barrier to entry. Another way to incorporate this concept is to set a specific goal within a limited time frame. For example, $1,000 in 24 hours. By posting this goal and regularly updating as you get closer and closer to that goal, people feel more inclined to donate now rather than down the road. It also puts the pressure on a bit, and seeing a thermometer grow or seeing a number grow and grow throughout the day is always an incentive, especially when you get there towards the end, because people are wanting to be the ones who push you over that threshold. And that being said, as you get those donations coming in, I am going to pass it over to Layla, who's going to talk about another very important facet about taking to social media while fundraising, thanking your donors.
Hey everyone, my name is Layla White and I co-lead Grayton's Guardians as an honorary aunt to Grayton Pinkston. This evening, I'd like to close us out by chatting about the importance of thanking and stewarding your donors via social media. Of course, we all know that thanking our donors, no matter how big or small, is an absolute crucial component to what we do. And while there are a dozen ways you can say thank you, I think taking to social media is one of the best options for a few reasons. I'll start with saying you can never say thank you enough. So consider adding a social media thanks on top of a text, a phone call, or a note. The beauty of thanking someone via Facebook or Instagram is that it not only publicly gives the donor some recognition for their generosity, but it can also serve as a reminder to others who have been meaning to donate, as well as applying a little friendly peer pressure for those who may not want to be left out of helping the cause. We know that not everyone can give, but they can't give if you don't ask. For my most recent social media fundraiser, every few hours I would post Instagram story tagging friends who had donated. Again, not only does it make your donors feel seen, it also opened up my network even further when those folks then shared their mention on their social media. All of this resulted in raising over $2,000 on social media alone. But beyond just thanking people when they donate, social media can also be used to steward your donors all year round, which I think is just so important. By sharing information on the Foundation's progress to your feeds, you provide consistent reminders of what donors' money has made possible. And make sure you call that out. Thanks to your donations. Over the years, X treatment is now out or X research grant has been given. The CF story and the progress we've made is one of the most tangible stories out there, even for people that aren't involved with CF on a daily basis. They really can see the progress. I highly suggest following both the National Cystic Fibrosis Foundation accounts and the Georgia chapters on your own social media channels. There is so much information they put out there, and it's just so easy to simply reshare posts on drug updates, new research, etc. with your network as a quick and simple way to keep them looped into the mission, reminding them your dollars helped with this. Saying thank you is one of the most tried and true ways to make someone a lifelong supporter of your cause, so don't forget to make it a top priority. Thank you.
I wanted to remind you that we have one more breakout session for you coming up on Tuesday, September 15th at 5 o'clock. This one will be about planning your walk weekend experience. We'll be sending out a link to register before and a recording after. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your Great Strides partner. Now, I'm going to pass it back over to Vicki for our Q&A.
I would not say that I am the most social media savvy person. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Natalie to field questions, and feel free to chat those in or take yourself off of mute. And Natalie has just one more update on Facebook frames and cover images. So I'll mute myself so she can start talking.
Thank you, Vicki, and thank you again to all our presenters. Gosh, you know, even having social media all these years really took away a lot from that. So thank you guys. And before we turn it over to questions, Julie, who's with us tonight, actually brought up a great point on our last session that we had, that a cover photo would be really helpful and like a Facebook frame to help promote with our team. So we now have those available. The cover photo will come out in the recap email later this week, and we'll also post it on our social feeds. You guys can pull that. So that's the cover photo. It's great. You can put it on your personal page.
Oh, Nat, you're freezing. I'll hop in. So the cover photo will come out on Thursday, and then you can also grab the Facebook image. And Rachel, you're going to have to jump in and remind us how to get to that to put over the top of your image. And then we're also going to use a hashtag GS across Georgia for the walk weekend. So feel free to start tagging yourself in that. Danielle, can you tell how to get to the Facebook frame? Do you know how to do it?
You know what?
There's Rachel. There she is.
Okay, maybe Rachel will know.
And this is why all our sessions are live, right? Because stuff like this happens. Okay, so while Rachel's put it in the chat, does anybody have any questions for on social media or things that are happening with your specific campaigns? Feel free to take yourself off mute and just ask them live.
The quiet group this evening. That's how good the session was. Everybody's questions were answered.
Has anybody had trouble downloading the Facebook fundraising, the new platform, or any successes with doing it?
I have a question, Vicki. It's Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
So we obviously had Desi's birthday fundraiser that was, I felt to be a success, but I always like hearing what other people have done, or maybe what y'all have heard or seen that has been powerful or resonated, or just any kind of specific asks that have been unique. I mean, Tom's kind of takes the cake, but beyond that one, any other ideas?
Anybody have something they want to share?
I think it'd be cool to share about the Facebook Live. Jamie, I know you said that's one of the hardest things to do, but a team that Vicki knows well had a really cool experience with the Facebook Live.
Yeah, so she had asked a larger donor to do a match challenge for their particular campaign, and he had turned her down and said, there's too much going on with COVID and all the things. And so she decided to do a Facebook Live and kind of officially kick off the, virtual experience. And once that happened, he watched the video live and then decided to double his gift on what he normally would have given. And it was really funny at the beginning of her live. She said, I've never done this before. It's really kind of scary. And if nobody tunes in to watch, I'm just going to delete it off my page. So what you said, Jamie, really resonated with me, right? It does feel very scary to put yourself out like that and give it a try. So, I think challenges have been really, a lot of folks in Georgia in particular have been doing them. So if you have a larger a donor that typically gives, asking them to make that gift and challenging your fundraisers. It's looked different. Some teams have done like a flash weekend. Others are doing the whole month of September. But that is an idea. And it could be, some of them are doing larger gifts, but we've had some that are just a couple $1,000s. So, if you've got somebody that still hasn't given, it's a way to ensure that they maybe will give again this year and, leverage that gift moving forward. And Natalie's back, so
Yeah.
internet
Of all times for the internet to go out, but that's just how things go these days, isn't it? But so sorry everyone, and sorry for any questions I missed, but do we have any other questions for the group or ideas to share?
Oh, sorry, I have one more thing. So Vicki, that reminded me, there was another mother who one time said that she approached 4 different people or 4 different businesses about matching donations brought in for 1 week. So she would really play up that local business on Bentley Buick is matching all donations brought in this week. And so each week it was a different local person who then got a little bit more of a face in the community. And I thought that was a neat idea. So that's something that I want to incorporate in the future, is not just one person for a match, but maybe a limited time frame is more manageable for a corporation or a business to kind of start matching.
Love that idea, Jamie.
Yeah, and we nobody's done it yet that we know of, but we've been tossing around this video gaming idea. Yes. For I know, Elizabeth, we've talked with it, maybe doing it with your boys. Kids are just on screens in a different way. So trying to take things that you're going to be doing that are kind of happening organically already now and turning it on its head just to figure out how you can turn it into a fundraiser. So these are all definitely the kind of things that we can brainstorm and kind of talk through strategy with you to come up with something that works. But I mean, I know, again, a lot of you on the call have been really successful with Facebook fundraising and inviting people to your Facebook fundraiser. Hey, Desi, we miss you so much in Georgia. Inviting people directly to donate. I think it's, Crystal said it at the top of the call, but it allows you to kind of ask people in a more subtle way. So anybody else have questions?
I have one idea that I heard earlier this week that I'm actually going to try for my personal family fundraising. And that was fundraising through your neighborhood Facebook group. So those are a bunch of people who live around me, who know me, but don't know our story. And I may not be friends with most of my neighborhood on my actual Facebook page, but we're in a group together. So I was going to share my fundraising link in that neighborhood page so that my neighbors can learn more about our situation and give if they feel led. And I even considered going as far as maybe dropping like a postcard or something in everybody's mailbox. So you could do that as well.
That's cute, Danielle. I actually had a Peachtree honoree last year who had a lot of success with that. They were in a kind of like a neighborhood group, but like a group based on a club they were in, and they posted in there, and that is where they got a big majority of theirs. So definitely something to consider. Any other questions in the group or little tidbit ideas like that? I'd love all those. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We will shoot this out to everyone, so feel free to share with your teams. But you're all doing incredible. We are so, so grateful for you guys, and can't believe we're officially in September and get to stride with you guys virtually here at the end of the month. So as always, know that your partners are here for you, and we're always just a call or email away. And in the meantime, we will see you at our next breakout in 2 weeks from today.
Oh, thank
Bye,
you guys
everybody.
so much.